RPM or the pitch of the thing, so the airplane would sound like it's going down, and then it would go. You'd feel like they're gaining altitude and all that shit. To me, it was mighty spooky. Couldn't see out the window; it was all fog.
I remember flying out of Anchorage with Carrie to not to Kasilof, but
Kenai?
then we actually landed in Homer, Alaska, out there, and then the fella came and picked us up and took us back to Anchor Point. But I remember flying through that. You can see nothing. It's all instruments. This is his navigation right here. Okay, I'm at 18,000 feet. Okay. All right, there's the flat of the bay. I'm gonna be curving around here and dropping down. But it was raining, foggy, crap. You couldn't see. But man, flying all the way to the Aleutian chain.
I'd be scared to death. It scares me just to get in a friggin' plane. I don't like them.
Yeah, just and the pilots knew that. Of course, now they have, they fly by the instrument. But then, even after the war in 48 and 49, they didn't have instruments that were near what they have now. But I was on the island of Atka, and I've told you this story about the plane coming in on a landing strip. It was an old military landing strip. Coming in, going to the end of the runway, coming back, and the guy in the kicked all the boxes out on the damn runway and kept right on going, getting the hell out of there. But it was, getting dark, and it was that weather that you just crappy weather.
I don't think it's any different now.
How long were you on ADEC?
3 years.
Really? Oh.
I
A
read
long
that
3
book
years.
that you had the 1,000-mile war, and it was the Battle of Adak. And those bomber pilots that go in to bomb something, I don't know where I am, and they'd release because they couldn't see because there was absolutely nothing. It was all white out, raining and rain and fog and crap. That was a brutal batch of battles too. Well, when I say brutal batch of battles, in regards to you're in really crummy weather.
Yeah.
Really crummy weather.
They call those winds like this, or they have those real high-speed winds. They call them the Willowaw. They had a task force operation there, maybe 3 or 4 months of amphibious tractors and that sort of stuff, and a group of Army guys who were on the base or were on the island. Yeah, and then they get all that big heavy equipment stuck in the damn quagmire, of shit. Nothing was successful, but they had to do it, to find out what kind of tracks would work.
I was talking to this neighbor down the street that's they used to live in Homer. Now they live out in Happy Valley. And they buy eggs and produce from us. And I was sitting there talking to him. He goes up to Prudhoe Bay. And I says, "How cold is it?" "I warmed up to minus 35 last week." And when he was, because he goes up, does his thing, and then he comes back. And we were sitting there talking. I said, "Okay." And he was talking about these oil drilling rigs. They weigh 3 million pounds. He says they'll be 100 yards long. And he says they travel at 1 mile an hour. He says what was really bad is when they get them stuck.
Yeah.
He said one guy got it stuck, and because they don't make roads, they make ice roads. They just keep dumping the snow up and up until they can level it out and then drive over that. That's how they get around it. I still don't. He's kind of like an engineer, but he's just he would be like a Frank Morvac that knows a lot, and he's really, really well versed in knowledge, and so the guy that worked for him is now his boss. He came out of retirement. But I still need to get that guy's name that you used to, if you can remember, Gary, what his name was up there in Alaska. That you used to fish out of your old boat.
Oh,
Frank, you know, was
he's dead.
Frank and the Seabees got to see an awful lot. He was in North Africa, and a lot of those bases in North Africa, and then from there we went in down to the South Pacific.
Frank did?
Frank Morvick.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He went in, I think Dad said 39 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in Tulagi and in the South Pacific, and I never did talk to him very much about what he did. I feel awful bad about that, but the only thing he said that was the only action that he saw. There's two cases, and you might probably heard of the one where a group of bombers, I think there was 13 or something like B-17s, went over a army base by mistake, and they shot them all down. They were going over to Tripoli or someplace, and they shot them. But Frank said that he was there was a air activity going on above, and he said he stepped out of his tent and to watch and hear the anti-aircraft gun and whatnot. When he went back in his tent, why, a piece of shrapnel had gone right through his tent and right through his bed and mattress. I don't know that he'd have been in the mattress or bed at that time, but he said that the group of those guys were outside. He said there was shrapnel, a lot of shrapnel that they'd found around that came. You can imagine all that crap that flies around.